U25b. On the ad on eBay, it said that it was in new condition. And I have to say, it is in pretty good condition. And looks really good to me. Now it has to be painted, of course. This is what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to paint it to closely match Pennsylvania unit. I'm going to run it with this little guy right here. Now Pennsylvania used a color that's called the Brunswick green. Now Brunswick green is a very, very dark green. And in pictures it looks black. I mean, probably to you on the video it looks black also, but in direct sunlight it would look actually very, very dark green. You can see a little bit of green if you look underneath, where there's a little bit of overspray. So this is the factory paint. I'm going to paint mine black. It should be close enough. So let's get to work on that. So I've got my micro scale decals here. And I'm going to start with disassembling the shell. Now this shell, what you got to do is going to take out the handrails first. It's a little bit like the RS3, where you have to take it apart in two layers. You have to take the top part first, and the bottom part you have to wiggle it around the drive. So you just get the handrails out of the way. Keep your stuff organized. I do not want to lose my horn. So I put it in the box with all the other stuff. So you start with the back. The back comes out nice and easy. And then you can wiggle these out a little bit. Very slowly. I need a little bit of help from my screwdriver for the front part. So I get in between the handrails and I try to pry it from the bottom. And that's all you can do, really. Just wiggle it from the bottom. And then I'll take a look at the other side, what's happening. So the top part's off. Now the bottom part, I can wiggle it around. This little guy here, this is the older version. I'm wondering if I can see the year of it from the box. It's a little bit old. Probably has the instructions back there. The instructions, it's nice to have them. I've done so many of them that I don't even look at them anymore. There should be instructions on the bottom there. No big deal. So I'm just gonna wiggle this around. You have to get over the side a little bit at a time. It's probably 25 or 30 years old, this little guy, and it does look like it's never been run. I would accept that it's new. Of course it might need a little lubrication after all that time. Probably the original lubrication is dried. We'll take a look at that while the paint's drying. So you go slowly and you have to get it up the side little by little. You have to wiggle it around like that, and then it becomes free. The drive system, because I'm doing Pennsylvania, the gas tank and the trucks are going to stay black, so that's easy. And we'll work on we'll take a look at the drive later. Also, I could leave the brake wheel on, but I don't really need to paint it. So I'm going to remove that. And scale's got small parts. There's my brake wheel. And I'm also going to remove the windows. Yeah, U25b has a one-piece window. I do not want my windows to be black, and the number boards at the back, I don't want them black either, so I'm going to remove those. To do that, you have to remove the cab. Now these you push very gently, because you don't want to mark them. See if I can get some leverage from inside. So I'll keep doing this off camera. And I'll remove the cab. It just pushes up like this. And then that's it. Sometimes, which is what I think I'll do on this one, I'll paint it with the cab off, and I'll paint the handrail separately. I'll try to focus this for you guys a little bit. So these, the first part is the side windows. So that too, you pry on that very gently. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little patience. And then they'll just come out nice and easy. Check out that checker plate. They have so much detail, it's amazing. So the walkways, they're black already, so I don't need to paint them. And I don't do the safety rails, so that it matches the factory unit. Newer engines in N scale have the safety rails done. But these guys, you know, when they came out, I thought they looked great without them, so I paint them like that now. So I'm gonna reassemble the body together. It's just the cab that I'm gonna leave, and the cab I'm gonna paint it separately. And the shell's gonna get painted this way. Yep, that's how I'm gonna do it. Now I'm just gonna go paint this. So while my paint's drying, I'm gonna take a look at the drive. I actually had this on the track and it runs beautifully. So I wouldn't really need to take it apart, but I still want to get in there, give it a little bit of lubrication, just for fun. It'll make me feel good. This drive actually, if you have the new style with the closed pilots, it can work with the new style of body made in China. Can work with this. You just have to cut off the Rapido couplers, and then the new body style will fit over this. So that's good to know. And I'll just open this up, take a look inside. Let's just see. Like I said, on the ad it said new, and I believe it. I really don't have to clean anything, but I still like to look inside. Here we go. So we'll take the trucks off. Oh yeah, so this motor is supported by these insulators. You need these for the engine to run right. Another interesting thing about this is there's covers that go over the engine. I guess there would be dust covers, and you can take them off. I guess they're dust covers, or they protect for the noise maybe, but they just go, you can take them on or off. They're steel, so they're held there by the magnets. So that I thought was a little bit interesting about this. So this is the exact same drive system that's on the RS1. If you have one of those, except the RS1 has some weird spider, I guess you would call them drive shafts or adapters. They're weird, but they run good. So I'm gonna put this back together. There's a little bearing here, a little brass bearing. It's really cool stuff. I really like these. So I'm gonna put this back together. And then put the other, this little thing here was bent out of shape. It should be straight, actually. So that might be why it made it, it ran beautifully like that anyway, so I don't know. Just make sure you got the insulators lined up in their holes. That's the most important thing. And then I'll put the worm gear back in where it should be. These are really easy to work with usually. And test it before you put the other half back. There's also insulators on the frame. These things here, you need them. But everything looks good. So I don't think this thing needs any lubrication. I'll probably put one drop in the trucks and then that's it. So I'll keep doing this off camera. So I don't tighten my screws all the way, so I can just pop these back in. This one may be just a little bit too tight. Use gravity as your friend. That way, gravity will hold the trucks in their proper place. So that feels pretty good. Now I can tighten my screws. Then I'll test it on my workbench just to be sure. Then I'll make sure that I get everything in the right place. Sounds pretty good. It's a beautiful thing. And I can put my gas tank back on. There is a direction for it. It goes like this. And then I can put the lights back on. And my light shield. So then I can work on completing the painting. So I did only one coat in order to preserve as much detail as possible. So these Kato shells, they have really tons of detail. So the paint came out great. All I have to do is do my decals. So Pennsylvania had a very Spartan paint scheme. They knew, I think, that they were going to be merging with the New York Central. I guess it was in the talks, so they made it very Spartan. So let me just get my decals ready and we'll put them on. So now I'm just going to slide my decals right on over. Just like that. The decals really change everything. You could leave it like that. It would be a freshly shopped unit. That would be okay. I'm gonna put some dull coat on it. With the dull coat, looks very professional. Now all I gotta do is put my windows back in. Give it a chance to refocus there. There we go. So it looks very good with the windows in. So remember how I took it apart in two parts? It goes back the exact same way. So you have to shimmy it around the drive. It takes a little bit of work to get it back there, but I'll have to work on that off camera. Now that that's done, I can bring the top of the body back. Just be sure that you get your handrails out of the way. You basically have to look at both sides at once, which is a little bit tough, but that's how it goes back. Wow, it's really starting to shape up. Now I have to put my horn back on. Very important. It's a pretty tough operation. And here we go. Now it's time to run some trains. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.